Mira Wolf, nice to sit here with you in the beautiful Pfalz,
Yes.
surrounded by your Usong sheep.
Welcome here.
Yeah, and we are honest, we manipulated them to be here, right? We gave them some, we say, candy.
They get some candy from us to surround us. Let's see how it worked out.
But I really like that we made the decision to record the interview actually here, because we have so much, like, we have seen your vineyards, very beautiful. You are a Bioland member. We will talk in this interview a lot, I think, about organic winemaking and about how much, like, working with nature is important to you, right?
Trust to nature and give it more way than real interruption.
More way than real interruption. I like that already as a key statement for it. Before we start with our questions, let's quickly talk about the name of the estate. I mean, you are the Weingut Isegrim.
Yes.
A Bioland wine vineyard, and I think we have to explain for people not coming from Germany, and you just said even for the young German generation, what does your family name Wolf has to do with Isegrim?
Yeah. So Isegrim is the name of the wolf in the old fairy tales. So Germans love the old fairy tales, and my grandmother loved to read them to the children and the grandchildren. And so we decided to name our winery not as our name, but as the name of the animal. And so the fairies are alive a little bit in our story.
Fairies are alive, and this is a decision your grandmother did actually.
Yes,
okay.
Because even then we had a lot of families named Wolf in our small village, and so it was just a practical way to name us differently, and was a smart decision, I think.
I think even today, like in your village in Pfalz, there are 2 or 3 wineries, somehow having Wolf in the name, right?
Yeah.
And the typical German winemaker story in the villages.
I like the name still, because even if you don't know the story, Isegrim is a beautiful name.
So before we dive into the winery and all the great wines that you do and all the great takes on nature, I mean, for you, the same questions like for everybody else. You wouldn't be a winemaker. What is the alternative in your life?
I think I would work with nature as well in a different way. I think I would also grow something. Perhaps I would be a gardener or a flower girl, or perhaps I would work with the sheep more. But what I really love in wine is that you have a product in the end. And so probably I would choose something where I also can have something to sell in the end as product to consume.
And sell it also directly to people, not only like...
it's the contact between the people and the production and the land what turns me on in a way.
I think it's something like very unique about, for example, being a winemaker, right? Because you have a product that people consume in occasions, joy. I mean, nothing against being a wheat farmer. I mean, it's a very important part of our system, but you deliver your corn or your wheat somewhere and then it's done, right? And somebody else sells it.
That's exactly the point. And that's exactly the reason why I probably would be then something like, I don't know the perfect word for it, but the cheese maker.
A cheese maker, yeah, definitely.
I would have my sheeps and then I do them sheep cheese.
So I have to count after like this whole project is over, how many winemakers actually say, well, my alternative path in life is I live on a farm and I make cheese.
Yes.
It's really an answer that comes. Either they want to be a chef or they want to be a cheesemaker. It's kind of something culinary and something with nature.
Yeah.
So now you are a winemaker.
That's true.
You took over the estate already fully, or you still work together with your father?
No,
on paper,
I took it over fully 2 years ago. I started working in the winery every day 2018, and I took it over 2 years.
Okay. So full-time winemaker and owner, actually.
Owner,
Female
owner. It's also not that often,
At your age, I mean, you're 32, right? Yeah. So if you look back at this time of education and this time of getting into the winery, if you think about an inspiration for your style of winemaking, is there like a single person coming to your mind that really influenced you, or like a kind of experience, internships or something where you say this was really a turning point for your philosophy?
Yeah, so there are different. It's not one person, it's not one situation, but it's the time in France. I worked for half a year in southern France, and my chef there, he was very he managed it to took his own freedom from everything, from the convention, from rules also a little bit. He just find his own style of freedomness, and also got that sense into his wine. And yeah, that is definitely one part. But
which winery was that?
Cyril Fhal is the winemaker, and Clos de Rouge Gorge is the domain.
Okay.
Yeah, that was amazing. He's also really a freak. And I think you have a little bit, you have to be a little bit a freak and an artist in a way to do some amazing stuff. And I learned a lot from him. Yeah. But it is the inspiration to do vibrant, light wines, elegant wines, which are very easy drinkable, but also have a structure. That's the aim, actually. And he is in a region where it is very hot, and he has very structured grapes. But then in the end, there were light, brilliant wines.
Impressive. Third question for you. You and your personality as a bottle of wine.
I thought about that question before, and I didn't know till now what I will answer. Because I have different personalities perhaps as well. But I decide now that I choose our Riesling Herrenberg. It's our in the quality step, the middle segment. It's from 2023, so not super young, but also not very aged. And it's a structured, light, fresh Riesling, but it has pressure.
Has pressure and drive.
Yeah.
I like that perspective. First question for the introduction round. I mean, now we are sitting in the middle of it, and you are a Bioland member. But before we talk in detail about it, just like I say nature, and you tell me what associations you have immediately when it comes to being a winemaker.
Nature is the boss. We are tiny.
Good. I like
it. That's it.
Short and precise. Yeah. And in a nutshell, I want to say something I heard from a lot of young winemakers these days, especially. We talked about it before, right? How global warming is affecting us. You also said it very precisely when we were in the vineyard. Water management is a big topic of the future, but bigger topic is even to work with the fluctuation of vintages.
Yes.
Every year is somehow different, has new problems, new challenges. There's no planning anymore, right? In that regard.
Yeah, exactly. It's very difficult to be prepared, because you have to be prepared for so much different nature stuff, what can happen. We had hail damage this year, we had frost last year, now it's very dry. So yeah, years before it was suddenly again super wet. So yeah, it's hard to be good prepared for everything. But I don't want to be sad. We have a lot of works to do as well, so we can manage it, I'm sure.
Can you introduce your winery to us? I mean, who is Weingut Isegrim actually, aside of that you as the owner and the head winemaker?
So our winery is a family estate. It's founded from my grandfather, and now I'm the third generation on this place. So the family before also already grow grapes, but they took it, they gave it away. So I didn't do the wine. We are certified organic, so Bioland, since 40 years. So my father and he already worked with my grandfather together, were one of the first organic wineries in Germany. What is very special till now, I mean, I think it's 15% now organic.
Is it that high already? Yeah, 15? Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But it's not the wineries; it's the land.
The land, yeah. Okay.
We are in the middle of Pfalz, and our vineyards are very differently. We have hot climate, we have cool climate, we have very rich soil, we have very sandy flatland, so we can do a huge amount of different wines.
And you have 15 hectares today?
We have 15 hectares today. And the most important grape variety is Riesling, of course. But we also have some nice Burgundy grapes, Chardonnay, Auxerrois, Pinot Blanc, Pinot Noir. Yeah, also some stuff like Muscatella, what makes fun sometimes.
Oh, beautiful, actually. I didn't try that. Definitely have to. In a dry style, I assume, right?
It has 10
okay.
sugar, so just a little bit higher than dry, but it's very light. And actually we try to do wines what is light, less alcohol. They should be very lightening and fresh. And I always say I want to have the bottle empty.
Yeah.
I really don't like a wine what can be super interesting and you can talk about it hours, but in the end of the night the bottle is only half
empty.
Half empty.
Still half full because it's too complex, too overwhelming, or you have to think too much. No, can't do this. Let's get something in the glass. I mean, you brought...
I brought Auxerrois.
Auxerrois.
Now?
Let's say I requested Auxerrois when I realized you have some. No secrets, this is one of my absolute favorite grape varieties. Totally underrated.
Auxerrois is not that often in Pfalz, but my father planted it. It's a very light, fresh, mild. It's not very fruity, it's a bit more nutty. Super dry, has 0 sugar. And 2024.
What I like about, we talked about your winemaking style a little bit before, right? I mean, all is spontaneous. And for you, spontaneous really means spontaneous. So we had the debate immediately, and you were like the first, I think, action you had in 2018 when you took over. You threw all signs of any kind of organic, even organic certified artificial yeast, right? And you went totally in on just trusting on nature.
Yeah, it's only grapes and sulfur.
Only grapes and sulfur, basically. And you like the malolactic to happen how it happens. I mean, also clearly here in the 2024 vintage, right? It's very nice and creamy in the nose, very substantial, long lees maturation or being on the lees.
So this one is half a year on the full yeast in stainless steel, so it should be fresh. And then it's racked off, one filtration, second filtration during the bottling, and that's it.
I mean, if you have something like this in the glass, you really don't understand why not more people drink that on a daily basis, right? I mean, what's the price for the bottle for the end customer?
€9.
€9. Well, 2 cases for me, please. I mean, that's just the point, right? I mean, it has 11.5% alcohol. It has a great acidity backbone, but again, the acidity is not the Riesling acidity, right? It's a nice medium plus acidity, very, very well behaved, very well integrated.
Yeah.
The fruit profile, somewhere between like ripe apple and peach, with a little bit of bitterness, like a little bit grapefruit, quince touch. Yeah. It's beautiful composition. And there's a malolactic to it. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You drink a bottle easily by yourself.
I hope so. We do something special in this wine. We always do, and now I have to search for the word. We always do one sack of great grapes in the tank.
In the tank, okay.
For the fermentation. So it has a little bit more structure.
So, Bioland. Big topic for us because this year also like at the Cool Climate Summit. I mean, last year we had a blog with all Demeter producers, but this year we also include Ecovine and Bioland as, in my opinion, the other two very important German associations when it comes to organic vineyard work.
Yes.
What is Bioland for you? You are 40 years of Bioland members, so it's deep in your DNA.
For me, Bioland is family actually, because all of the friends of my father are Bioland members from day one. So it's really, really big family feeling. And so I would never change that. That's really in myself. But also when I travel around and I think about it, I like Bioland very much because it is very colorful and it has so many different types of farms and producers, but also restaurants and shops and stores who you can collect the stuffs. And so, yeah, very, very diverse also. And also big. So for me, also the lobby part is quite important here. And yeah, that's why I will stay forever Bioland member.
And I think it's important to underline also because, I mean, we also talked about Bioland is not that much known outside of Germany. It's more like a German label, right? But as you indicated, it's not only about wine. It's agriculture, right? So if you go into the organic supermarkets in Berlin and Munich, you see a lot of Bioland products from all kinds of agriculture.
It's all kind of agriculture. So we as the wine part are also smaller than the other agriculture part, of course, because the land is like it is. But for me, it's actually the very important part because now I have sheep. They are also Bioland certified. I couldn't do that with only a wine Verband.
And that means the foods they get is also certified by Bioland that they are allowed to eat this candy.
Of course,
I see.
100%. It has to. Yeah, and I love that colorful farm thing. And perhaps one day, so we also sitting here on something what was a garden before. We had sometimes we did vegetables as well, and they were also Bioland. And perhaps one day we do that again, or we do some apple stuff or whatever. And I want to work in this direction to be more colorful farm style, and so I like that very much, that it's more agriculture than wine.
And I think also like it really became apparent when meeting you at the estate today. I mean, you showed me around and you showed me the plots where like your grandfather already like planted something and you plant something, and you have a small community garden that you do together with other families. And your husband, he had a Gärtnerei, so he had like a business, also like growing vegetables and so on, right? Before he joins the estate full time. So this whole like aspect is deeply in the DNA, and also like with the, let's say, the greening that you, for example, have, right? I mean, you just walk through the vineyard and you, I don't know how many like different types of greens you mentioned, 12, 13, 14, I don't know, right?
A lot, yeah.
It's really nice to see, but also like you don't stop there, right? So you go the organic way, you take the Bioland approach, but you also stayed, for example, half a year at one of these Demeter farms.
1 year, actually.
1 year, actually.
So I learned a lot about biodynamic farming. And we also took some of these parts into our winery. So sometimes we feel it, sometimes not. We spray the Präparate.
Preparates.
And also the sheeps are one factor what comes onto the winery due to that inspirations. Because I mean, they are animals now, they cut the grass, they do the fertilization in a great way, but they also, they let also just like a little bit of their soul in one field. And so I think there is also a little bit more than just the material. There is also a little bit of
spiritual connection there,
magical stuff. It's very hard to find the words for that, but there is a little bit more than just the stone.
I like this like holistic perspective. I mean, it's I think it's really important to have that, like when we talk about modern agriculture and how we produce things, right? You talked also like earlier to me about the disconnect that many people have, right? And this is not only about wine. I mean, many people have a disconnect to the product of wine. They don't really understand how wine is produced. You said so nicely, like an example, people living in the city, going with the elevator to their car, driving to the office, driving back, getting the groceries delivered, not even noticing that we had last week 37, 38, 39 degrees Celsius, right? What you really suffer from here, water management, the big topic of the future, right?
That's true. So actually, that's an important point for me. The thing that what I think is the most important part of living, where you get the food and your drinks from, is for other people, they don't even notice that. Yeah. And the story behind the product is very important. I think it's important for yourself because you give it in your body, but it's also important for everything what surrounds us, for the society, for the future of our planet. And I think there, everybody has a responsibility also for himself, for the world, for his child. So and this reconnection is something what I love and what is really fun also to what we do now in the garden, but also during tastings. It's possible when you do, sometimes I have Weinbergswanderung. So we during a tasting, we walk around the wines and I show the people our work on the place in the vineyard, and then we taste the wine from the vineyard where you are standing, and then you have the chance to reconnect the people a little bit. I'm talking about the feeling, the connection.
And we have to combine both somehow, in my opinion, right? Because we talked also like about educating people about drinking better wine and drinking high quality wine, but also again, showing the connection to where the product is coming from, who is doing it, and so on and so forth, right? And that is a bigger mission of, especially the young generation of winemakers. I mean, getting out there and motivate young people to drink great stuff, right? Great stuff, by the way. You have a Riesling for us.
Yes.
Shall we dive into that? So we taste some Riesling, right? Because you said Riesling is at the heart of your estate also, right?
I'm very much in love with Riesling, and this is Riesling Reserve. So from 2019, a little bit aged. It's from our home hill. So Herrenberg is the hill where our estate is placed. Very nice löss terroir, a lot of calcaire clay in the soil due the löss. And so Riesling is growing beautifully there, but more beautiful with age. So this is now some years old, and we bottled it after 1 year of yeast contact, and the in Germany it's Schönheitsschlaf. In English probably it's
beauty sleep. I think we should say beauty sleep.
Beauty sleep.
I don't know
beauty,
if it is really.
I don't know. Is on the bottle. Yeah, it's dry.
So the Herrenberg, I mean, very interesting wine site, right? Because it has morning sun mostly, which is very, I think, especially in the hot vintages for you, very good to keep the acidity, right? Good day and night contrast, and really keeps it fresh, but the ripening is still going on, which I always think, like in this wine site, you really feel that the fruit is very mature, but coming with a very, very good acidity backbone.
Yeah.
And it's 2019, correct? We talked about earlier about giving Riesling some time, right? Especially when you do it in this minimum intervention style as you go for.
Yeah.
A third thing that I notice, which I always get into debate with people, is the debate with petroleum.
Yeah.
And I know it's a very sensitive topic, because we learn in WSET that aged Riesling has to have petroleum, and we learn that the petroleum is, I don't know if you know this cool video from New Zealand, this rally video where the rally car is going through the vineyards, and then they have this meme like, now I finally know how the petroleum is coming in the Riesling. And I mean,
I saw that. Yeah, I remember now.
Let's say from the people that I'm inspired by, I think petroleum is a mistake. I think aged Riesling should not smell of petroleum or anything like chemical like this, right? And I have in your wine this what I call for ginger, I call for saffron, I call for this like really nice, like spicy oriental hints as an aging aroma. What is your take on it? Do you want petroleum in your wine, or do you try to avoid it? Or
so I love aged Riesling, and for me, little bit petroleum can be beautiful, but I'm also sensitive if it's too much. But this for me has not really petroleum.
No. I don't have petroleum in it. I have saffron and ginger and something like this. Yeah, and maybe some white hay in that regard.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of honey, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or like wax from the bees.
Yeah, some wax. I'm more like, I was thinking when you said honey, I was more like about autumn honey, also something like very dense, very intense, or based on lavender or something like this, right? When it's getting really like deep in color and deep in flavor. But wax, I think, is also like really nice descriptor. Beautiful, actually.
I love this wine because it's you can smell a lot and it's very complex already in the nose, but then in the mouth it's very freshly. And of course you notice the age, but it makes it more round. The acidity is not that picky anymore. And with this wine, you also can catch some customer who don't like Riesling normally.
I can totally understand that. And I guess Camille, your Danish importer, who you met in January in Copenhagen at the first Cool Climate Summit, he has it probably in the portfolio, right?
Yes, he has.
Perfect. Then we can link to that and talk to you about that. But also, like, we see you in January again in 2026, which is fairly great, together with many other Bioland members. I think we have 11 or 12 Bioland winemakers. So really telling the story around it. But to round it off a bit, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? Where do you see the estate?
5 years from now, I see our little estate like a small paradise. It is already right now, but I see it even more alive. I see it even more colorful. I see more people there. I want to do again more wine fests, more tastings, more walking around. I see it a bit more in the export, and I see our online shop a little bit stronger.
And do you see more animals on the farm? Or?
I see no other species.
Okay. No donkeys or something like this.
Donkeys,
no donkeys. Okay.
I also learned the last 5 years that you have to focus a little bit. Perhaps I see vegetables again, but perhaps the sheeps grow a little bit. Perhaps also other race of sheep. Perhaps also big sheeps. But no donkeys.
No donkeys. All right. Mira, wonderful. Thank you for your time today and welcoming me here.
Thank you so much.
This beautiful
fun.
summer weather. And looking forward to see you in January again. Cheers.
Cheers.